yesterday's price is not today's price. Okay?
Be love.
Be light.
Be peace.
Be life.
Be wrong.
Alright.
Be strong.
Be bold.
Be black.
Be gold.
Be love.
Be love.
Be love.
Welcome back to my channel. My name is Whitney, and you are tuned in to Whitney's Corner. And if you are not new here, y'all know the deal. Give me a "you're" in the comment section, and let's jump into this video. So, I wanted to, as you guys can see by the title, I wanted to talk about don't settle for what you are worth, bro. Don't settle. Don't settle. Now, that's easier said than done because, baby, I struggled a lot in life when it came to acknowledging my worth, whether that was career-wise, whether that was relationship-wise. Yeah, those two categories. And as I am building my confidence, becoming a better version of myself, I learned that when I'm confident, my self-worth has heightened, right? And so with my self-worth, I realized that in a space that makes me feel confident mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and emotionally and financially, that I then become more, I know my self-worth, right? One of the example is like when it comes to dating, right? Now, I usually go for a particular type of person, a particular type of man, right? And those type of men don't necessarily fit in the category of my self-worth, right? Now, it may fit into the old version of myself, but it doesn't fit into the new version of myself. And so my self-worth, I realized that I would settle because it's like, oh, this person likes me, I like them, so why not just like give it a chance? However, those things 9 times out of 10 don't work out, right? And I got to a level now, as I'm becoming a better version of myself, that why waste time on something, and not to say people are less than, but why waste time on something that you know that you're worth more? And that's the same thing with in my career. Like, used to give a certain price point because it was like, oh, but you know, such and such is selling it for this, and this is what I used to sell it for. And now it's like, yesterday's price is not today's price. Okay? And so I got to this space where it was like, you know, now that I've upped my price point, because that's what I'm worth. But that came with my confident building, because I was always thinking, oh, you know, I don't know if I'm worth this much. Like, you know, I don't know if I should charge this amount, because it's like, you know, I've always, you know, charged this amount. But it's like, as I am growing in my craft, why stay at a certain price point when you have spent hours and hours working on building a craft? Why am I staying in a certain price point because I want to make other people feel comfortable? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So I got to a level where I was like, you know, Whitney, we had to have like a little, sometimes you got to have a little self-talk with yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a self-talk with yourself and be like, why are you selling for this? Why are you selling for this? And a lot of it comes from, now for me, my back history is I was raised by my grandmother. I don't really have a close connection with my mom. Maybe I'll make another video on that. But anyway, I don't have a close connection with my mom. And, you know, I wasn't raised with a dad, right? And so normally when you are growing up as a child, you would have your parents, you know, would instill in you this type of confidence where it's like, you know, normally your parents would say, you're beautiful. Don't, you know, basically guide you. Like, don't do this. Don't do this. This person, you deserve that. You deserve this. So it's more like a guidance. And I didn't necessarily have that guidance. And with my grandma, by the time I was like 14, my grandmother had dementia. So it was really like my guidance really came from like my older sister. Like, she did what she could because she's 3 years older than me. So there's not really, there really wasn't no age difference per se. But she did instill in me certain morals and certain values in me. And so growing up, I was just like, always like, looking for validation within other people to fill that void of feeling like I wanted to help me build that confidence. It's like, but only I can build that confidence. And so once I got to a level where I decided to remove those boundaries and those ideas of myself, that more opportunities started to present itself. And I didn't have to settle for mediocre stuff, right? Whether that was relationships and career wise. And so now that I am growing and becoming, I'm noticing that better opportunities are coming, which includes more income. And not to say that what I do is for income, but it's more like, wow, Whitney, like you are, you know your worth. Now you know your worth, and I feel confident in saying, this is my price. Period. This is my price. I've been doing what I've been doing for it's going on almost 12 years, actually. Going on almost 12 years. And now it's like, okay, Whitney, well, you worth this. Baby girl, you worth this because you did the work. And it's the same thing with a certain type of man. Now when it comes to dating a certain type of man, I'm still building in that area. I could be honest. I'm being honest because I do struggle with dating high value men. I will say high value men intimidate me. And the reason I'm saying they intimidate me is because I'm not where I personally want to be in life when it comes to certain areas. I would say like financially. Now spiritually, emotionally, those areas, I feel like I am worthy of those areas. It's really the main area of like finances, that I'm always kind of like, now if I come across a millionaire, and not to say I have to be a millionaire, but I would want to bring what they're bringing to the table, like, you know what I'm saying, or equivalent, you know what I'm saying? So that's usually, and I won't say a high value man is equivalent to having money, but I would say that that's where I'm at when it comes to dating a high value man. Like I want to be a high value woman, and certain areas, like I said, financially, it's almost like asking a man to do something when you don't necessarily do it for yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I ask a man to go help me pay my rent, can I pay his rent? Like, you know what I'm saying? And not to say I am going to go pay his rent, but it's almost like if he was struggling, will I be able to pay old boy's rent? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm in a relationship with a man and he is struggling, will I be able to pay for that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or if I wanted to take my man out on a expensive date, will I be able to afford that? And right now, no, I don't. So how can I really necessarily inquire about those things? And not to say that I cannot inquire about those things, but I would feel more comfortable if I inquire about those things, if I can do it for myself. If I'm able to take myself out on a 5-star restaurant, baby, I ain't settling less than a 5-star restaurant. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm here to tell y'all is don't settle for what you are less than. And if you feel like you're settling, take time to recognize or understand where you are settling in and heal that area. Whether that's going to therapy, whether that is journaling, whether that is meditating, whether that is spending time with God. Whatever your method is, take time to understand where you are and what you're doing, because we not settling out here. I'm sorry. Like that's the whole point. The whole point of this video is that we not settling. We're going into a new year and we don't got time, bro. Like we don't have time to be selling for stuff that you know that you worth more, bro. Like that's I'm sorry that went off for the tangent. But that's just how that's how I feel. But other than that, you guys, I just wanted to jump on here and talk about we not selling for the new year, and that's that, period. All right, you guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.